She came to save souls. Instead, she walked into something she could never have prayed her way out of. 2 young missionaries, 1 locked door, and a man who had been waiting for them his entire life. In Boulder, Colorado, 2 Mormon missionaries are making their rounds. Sister Barnes is 20 years old, confident, quick, certain in her faith. Sister Paxton is 19, eager, tender, still learning what she believes. They talk about things missionaries aren't supposed to talk about. Paxton confesses she once watched an adult film and felt genuine sorrow for the woman in it. Barnes doesn't flinch. That's Paxton. She feels everything too much. On the street, a group of teenagers mock them, pulling at Paxton's skirt to see if she wears a sacred undergarment. It's cruel. Paxton is shaken. Barnes keeps moving. She has learned to absorb the ridicule. As the storm builds, they arrive at their final stop of the day, the home of one Mr. Reed, a man they know nothing about. He opens the door and he is charming, polished, disarmingly normal. He knows the rule. They cannot enter a home unless another woman is present. So he tells them his wife is in the kitchen, baking a blueberry pie. They can smell it from the doorway. They step inside. The sitting room is comfortable, civilized. Reed sits across from them, and the conversation begins. He owns a copy of the Book of Mormon. He has studied their faith. He asks thoughtful questions. He mentions Barnes's father, who died of ALS, and the comment lands wrong. Too personal. Too soon. Reed excuses himself. The moment he leaves the room, something shifts. Barnes looks down at the candle on the table. The blueberry pie smell. It's coming from right here. There is no pie. There is no wife. There is no Mrs. Reed. They try the front door. Locked. They check their phones. No signal. The warmth of the room turns cold in an instant. They move toward the back of the house and find Reed in his study. The walls are lined with books, theology, philosophy, history. He looks up as if he expected them. He tells them there are 2 doors through which they can leave. One for those who still believe in God. One for those who do not. Choose wisely. Then he pulls something from beneath the desk. Not a weapon, a Monopoly board, an original edition. And the lecture begins. He explains that Monopoly was stolen, that its origin, a game called the Landlord's Game, has been erased from memory. Monopoly replaced it, absorbed it, and convinced the world it was always the original. Nobody remembers the game that came first. Then he puts on a record, The Hollies, The Air That I Breathe. He asks if they know it. They don't, but he knows they know Creep by Radiohead, and he explained precisely why. The Hollies sued Radiohead for lifting the melody. Radiohead settled. The original creators got their credit back, and Lana Del Rey, years later, found herself accused of the same thing by Radiohead. Everything, Reed says, is an iteration of something older. A copy of a copy of a copy, each version believing itself to be the original. And this, he tells them, is what religion is. Jesus shares his birth story with Mithra, Horus, Krishna, every faith built on the bones of what came before it, dressed up, rebranded, sold as a word of God. All of it iterations, all of it borrowed. Barnes pushes back. Hard. She is not trembling. She fires back at his claims, point by point, her face sharpened by study rather than blind acceptance. Reed listens with the patience of a man who has heard every counter-argument and already prepared for each one. He gives them the choice again. Both doors. Which do they believe? Barnes takes Paxton's hand and walks through the belief door without hesitation. Both doors lead to the same place. A basement. A dungeon. There is no choice. There never was. Reed's voice comes through a speaker. He tells them they are about to witness something extraordinary. A miracle. An old woman enters. She is barely upright. She places a blueberry pie on the floor and eats from it. Reed announces that the pie is poisoned, that this woman, a prophet named Young, will die, and that the women are about to witness her resurrection. The old woman collapses. The room goes silent. Paxton reaches for Barnes. Barnes does not look away. Above them, outside, Elder Kennedy has realized the women are 2 hours overdue. He drives to Reed's address. Reed answers the door with that same disarming warmth, and Kennedy finds nothing wrong. Inside, the women scream. They grab matches. They try to make smoke, make noise, make anything. Kennedy can't hear them. He leaves. The door closes, and they are alone again. Then the old woman stays. She sits up. She describes the afterlife, light, peace, the feeling of arrival. Reed descends to the basement, triumphant. He offers to sacrifice one of them and bring her back as proof. Barnes steps forward. She tells Reed why they never talk about Taco Bell. Because Barnes has been clinically dead before, and an E. coli infection sent her into cardiac arrest. She knows exactly what a near-death experience feels like, and what the old woman described. That was it. Not resurrection, not the divine, a hallucination, a brain shutting down. Barnes turns to give Paxton the signal to attack. Reed moves first. Reed slashing Barnes' throat. One motion, sudden and final. Reed tells Paxton to be calm. Barnes will come back. He said so. He crouches over Barnes' body and produces a blade. He cuts into her arm and pulls something out, a small metal object. He holds it up like evidence. A microchip, he says. Proof that Barnes was never real. Proof that reality itself is a simulation. Paxton recognizes it immediately. It is not a microchip. It is a contraceptive implant. She lays it out. The first prophet was real. She died eating the poison pie. But while the women were distracted trying to get Kennedy's attention, a second woman swapped out the body, took the dead woman's place, and recited a script Reed had prepared, a description of the afterlife designed to terrify and destabilize them. What Reed didn't plan for, the second woman added one unscripted line. It's not real. That deviation forced Reed's hand. He killed Barnes not as part of the plan, but to cover the plan falling apart. Reed gestures to a hatch in the floor. He tells her to go ahead. She will finally see the truth. Paxton climbs down. She passes through several chambers. At the end, a lock. A specific lock. The same one she used to secure a bicycle before she entered Reed's house this morning. He had it. He has been planning this longer than today. She steps through and sees what Reed has built. A room full of cages. Women. Thin, hollowed out, trapped. Watching her with eyes that have long since stopped expecting rescue. And she understands. This is Reed's conclusion. His thesis. Proven in human flesh and locked steel. All religion, every system of faith ever built, is rooted in a single, primal desire. To control. To make others kneel. To hold the only key. Reed is not a heretic. He is simply honest about what he believes every religion already does. Reed descends to join her. He begins to speak. His one true religion. His life's work. Paxton listens, and her hand finds a letter opener Barnes slipped her earlier. For protection. She drives it into him, and runs. She doesn't make it far. Reed catches her and drives the blade back into her. They both collapse to the floor of the basement, bleeding, slowing, running out of time. Reed is dying. Paxton is dying. He mocks her. He tells her to pray if she believes in it so much. Let's see what it does. She does. She begins to pray. Not because she expects a miracle. Not to produce a material result. She prays. She tells him because it is an act of kindness. A way of turning her mind toward other people. Toward Barnes. Toward the women in the cages. Toward whoever might find her. Reed drags himself toward her. He is going to kill her. His hand reaches forward. Then something moves behind him. Barnes, who should be dead, is standing. The plank connects with Reed's head. He drops. He does not move again. Barnes collapses into Paxton. And this time, she does not get back up. Whether Barnes came back because she never fully died, or because something answered Paxton's prayer, the film will not tell you. Reed spent his whole life certain about everything. The film ends without giving you the same luxury. Paxton climbs. She finds a window. She pulls herself through, bleeding and barely upright, into the cold morning air. The storm has passed. The world outside is white and still. She sits in the snow and stares at the sky, and a butterfly lands on her hand. Earlier, what feels like a lifetime ago, Paxton told Barnes that when she dies, she hopes to come back as a butterfly, one that lands on the hands of the people she loves, so they know she is still there. She looks away for a moment, and when she looks back, it is gone. Reed was certain. He built a whole religion out of his certainty. He filled a room with cages to prove his point, and he died on a basement floor, alone, having proved nothing except that cruelty can be dressed up in philosophy and still just be cruelty. Paxton walked into that house with faith. She walks out of it with a wound in her side, Barnes's blood on her hands, and a butterfly that may or may not have been real. And she holds all of it without demanding an answer. That is a difference Reed never understood. Faith was never about proof. It was always about what you do when the proof doesn't come. She is alive. Barnes is not. And somewhere between those two facts is the entire film.